While much of the stuff done on 4chan is fairly innocent, with the anonymous nature of things there are bound to be a few unsettling occurrences. So that's why I'm here today to count down my picks for the top 5 disturbing 4chan events. While 4chan is known for a lot of things, giving people good advice isn't one of them, which is why you have to question humanity when a person goes to the infamous image board for input, especially in this case where a user claims to have found a grenade in his father's belongings and doesn't know what to do with it. Rather than telling him not to touch the weapon since it may be unstable, they instead encouraged him to flush it down the toilet for what they call an epic fountain. As this image shows, shortly after the post, a paper reported on a house exploding because someone flushed a grenade down a toilet. While all the dates on the post make sense and this story's been spread around the internet as a fact, I was unfortunately not able to find the article the picture references. So is this all a hoax? Well, your guess is as good as mine. If you browse 4chan for any amount of time, you've probably seen a few people use the term "an hero" to describe someone committing suicide, and there is of course a story behind this phrase. In 2006, 7th grader Mitch Henderson from Minnesota shot himself in the head with a rifle from his parents' bedroom, leaving his friends and family in shock after the event, with many of his schoolmates having trouble coping with his passing. Since this was a time before Facebook's eventual dominance, some friends created a MySpace memorial page for him, with one of the posts in particular catching the eye of many 4chaners. This post said, "He was such an hero to take it all away. We miss him so, that you should know, and we honor him this day. He was an hero to take that shot, to leave us all behind. God, do we wish we could take it back, and now he's on our minds. Mitchell was an hero to leave us feeling like this. Our minds are rubber, our joints don't work, our tears fall into abyss. He was an hero to take that shot, in life it wasn't his task. He shouldn't have had to go that way before a decade had passed. Now he sits there in my heart, this hero of mine, always there to make me smile, make me feel just fine. He had courage, that boy did, courage in his heart, to take that shot, to end his pain, to tear us all apart. But in the end he died in courage. Lacking nevermore, he died a hero, Mitchell did, and we'll love him forevermore. We love him like an brother. We miss you so much, we will always love you, kid. Rest in peace, Mitch." What caught the eye of many was the fact that she was describing him as an hero, which on top of not being correct grammar also seems strange since they didn't understand how committing suicide was a courageous act. After a little more investigating, they found out that Mitch had recently lost his iPod, which they began to say was the reason he ended his life. But this was only the beginning. Next, someone got access to his MySpace page and turned his profile picture into a zombie. Then a person uploaded a YouTube video reenacting the suicide. Things were brought to another level though when someone actually went to the teenager's grave, placed an iPod on it, and took a picture. Others started to prank call the grieving parents' home, telling them that they had Mitch's iPod, or that they were his ghost. So next time you hear someone using the term "an hero," you'll know exactly where it came from. One day in 2013 on the B-board, a young man posted an alleged picture of himself, claiming that after making some final arrangements he was ready to commit suicide. But since he had gotten so much joy from the 4chan community since 2004, he wanted to end his life live on camera for their enjoyment. After finding a usable live streaming site, it quickly filled up with 200 people to see if this guy was actually serious or just pulling a fast one on them. Unfortunately, he wasn't joking as everyone watched him swallow some pills before washing it down with vodka and setting his room on fire. Later on, it was discovered that the name of this man was Dakota Moore, a college student in Ontario, Canada who did this all from his dorm room before firefighters pulled him out and saved his life. One game that users of 4chan often play is that they will release some piece of information or a picture if someone correctly predicts what their own post number will be. This is often done jokingly because there rarely is any worthwhile information revealed, but in 2007 that was certainly not the case. In November of that year, someone posted a picture of a young woman along with the message, "If anyone can guess their own post number, I will tell you where she is buried." Most people, assuming it was just a prank, started playing along until someone successfully predicted their number, causing GPS coordinates to appear on the thread, which pointed 50 miles outside of the real city of El Dorado. The next day, many newspapers picked up a story that the body of college student Emily Sander was found outside of El Dorado, who just so happened to be the same girl shown in the 4chan post, along with it also being reported that the body was discovered after the coordinates were given up. In 2014, a man made a very strange and morbid post on 4chan. This had a picture of a dead body with the message, "Turns out it's way harder to strangle someone to death than it looks on the movies," continuing on to say that she fought hard. While as usual, most people thought it was just a gag, the strange thing was these pictures had never been used on the internet before. Then he became more specific with his claim, saying, "Check the news for Port Orchard, Washington in a few hours. Her son will be home from school soon. He'll find her, then call the cops." Unfortunately, this wasn't an elaborate hoax, but actual post from David Kallick, who was charged with second-degree murder involving domestic violence, after the body of his girlfriend was discovered later that day in the apartment they shared in Port Orchard, Washington. Well, there you have my picks for the top 5 disturbing 4chan events. If you enjoyed this video, you could click here to subscribe or click here to follow me on Twitter. And if there's any other events I didn't mention in this video but you felt I should have, please feel free to leave a comment below. So until next time, thanks for watching.